finally when they were playing against Caitlin Clark. WNBA players, they have finally experienced what it feels like to play in front of people who are capable of breathing without the assistance of an air compressor. With the chase for the golden toilet beginning this past weekend, I know the community of identifiers. They want to continue this celebration into the fall. But Uncle KC is here to tell you the celebration is over. Reality is knocking on the door of the porta potty. The truth is finally coming to the light. The same light that is going to be dimming here in about 12 hours when Caitlin Clark is eliminated from the playoff.
Right now, the WNBA feels like it's standing on the brink of collapse. It's remarkable that Caitlin Clark, of all players, became the league's main driver of fan interest and viewership. But with her absence, the fans seem to have disappeared right along with her.
Finally being proven without a shadow of a doubt. Caitlin Clark is a megastar. Caitlin Clark is a box office draw. While the rest of the WNBA, it is nothing but a polished turd. Well, it appears that Caitlin Clark fans have listened. Last night, I received the ratings for the first round of games for the chase for the golden toilet. As expected, Caitlin Clark, she was able to draw even though she was competing directly against the early games in the NFL. And as expected, the rest of the WNBA was complete.
Her departure isn't just a loss for the league. It's a glaring vulnerability the WNBA and its sponsors are only now starting to confront. They've witnessed the impact she had, and now they're scrambling to contain the fallout. But here's the reality. You can't just anoint any rookie as the new face of the league, especially when no one else carries the weight Caitlin Clark once did. And the truth runs deeper. Behind the scenes, it's becoming clear that Clark wasn't quite the poster child the WNBA hoped she would be. Yes, she was the catalyst for a surge in popularity, but the way the league and its sponsors mishandled her departure is now under serious scrutiny.
Everything that we've been talking about, like what's wrong with the WNBA, what's wrong with diversity, equity, and inclusion, what's wrong with this race agenda, what's wrong with this Black Queens agenda. And so he's written a story about Nike and why Nike has been reluctant to take advantage of Caitlin Clark. The WNBA's never had anything, nothing. Cheryl Miller couldn't really move the needle. Candace Parker couldn't really move the needle. Now they have this woman, and she's made the WNBA relevant. I'm like, why isn't she being promoted? And how did Nike get her at such a reasonable, what is that, 22 or 32?
$28 million.
$1 million over 8 years. Like, that doesn't add up.
Everything is unraveling right before our eyes. These behind-the-scenes missteps are central to why the WNBA's future feels so uncertain.
In the early Clark era, Nike stock has tanked over the span, and the CEO just got ousted. By the way, though Clark got famous around 22, if you want to buy her shoe, you could be waiting until 2026 to 2027. It goes on to point out, like, Caitlin Clark's in her first NBA playoffs, first NBA season, and she's wearing Kobe Bryant shoes. They don't even have a shoe for her. And it may not be till 2026, 2027. LeBron James had his own signature shoe his rookie year. So 20 years ago, Nike was nimble enough and had enough vision to see that, hey, let's get LeBron's shoe out here. This guy's going to be a big deal. They can't do this for Caitlin Clark for some reason.
Jason Whitlock raised a sharp question. Why didn't the WNBA invest more heavily in its biggest asset? If Clark was driving record numbers, why would the league, or Nike, for that matter, let her slip away? It's a decision that leaves fans baffled. And when a powerhouse like Nike is funneling millions into the league only to watch it stumble, you have to wonder, is the priority really growth, or is it about protecting certain narratives?
So he walks through, like, there was a Nike ad for Iowa Caitlin, though it wasn't exactly pushed on the public. There has been no Nike commercial for Clark as a pro. Let that sink in. No Caitlin Clark commercial. She's had 4 years of being the biggest star in all of sports, driving up these television ratings. No Nike commercial. That was me. Now back to Ethan Strauss. Now Clark's Fever are in the WNBA playoffs, and she's wearing Kobe sneakers instead of her own signature brand. In summary, Nike lucked into the marketing chance of a generation, and they're using that to advertise old product. Why is it happening this way? Now here's the money. Based on conversations with people in the know, it indeed has something to do with the WNBA MVP and Nike athlete A'ja Wilson. But beyond Wilson, it's about the culture of the company that's more concerned with quelling noise rather than making it, as Nike once used to.
It's obvious that this is ridiculous, but what are the effects?
Don Staley and the rest of the angry Yas Queen feminists saying, don't do that for that white girl until you make this 6'5" black woman more popular than the white girl. That when you look around and ask yourself, why is the WNBA marketing the playoffs leading with A'ja Wilson and not Kelsey Mitchell, not Caitlin Clark? Why? Why are they? No, you're white. You have to stand in line. We're committed to A'ja Wilson. A'ja Wilson not going to sell a shoe. Period. End of story. Are idiots. Idiots. They're not about business. They're not about growing the WNBA. They're about diversity, equity, and inclusion. This is insanity, what they're doing to Caitlin Clark. It's bad business. It's short-sighted. When this woman exits the playoffs, probably tonight, the WNBA playoffs are over. You wonder why they sat and watched her get stabbed in the eye by Dejanay Carrington and did nothing? They want her out of the...
That's where the uncomfortable reality sets in. Caitlin Clark's exclusion has less to do with her performance, and everything to do with the WNBA's fixation on certain stereotypes. The league's decision to elevate players like A'ja Wilson, while sidelining Clark, speaks volumes. Despite Clark's undeniable talent and marketability, she doesn't fit the mold the league seems determined to push forward. And here's where the story turns darker. Nike's role, or lack of meaningful support for Clark, cannot be ignored. To sideline the very player who brought unprecedented attention to the league is baffling. It raises a larger question. Why would a league that built so much of its momentum around Clark suddenly distance itself from her? Is this really about performance, or is something else driving the decision? This isn't just frustrating for fans, it's a sign that the WNBA is struggling with its identity. If the league truly wanted to build around rising stars, they would have leaned into Clark's success, rather than letting her fade into the background. The fact that she's being overshadowed despite her historic contributions suggests that growth may not be the league's top priority after all. The consequences are clear. By sidelining Clark, the WNBA created a void that isn't easily filled. The message now being sent, intentionally or not, is that she has to wait her turn because of who she is. That stark reality undermines everything the league once tried to build with her. Fans see it, and many aren't comfortable with it. Jason Whitlock and others have asked the question that lingers over all of this. If Clark was the league's biggest draw, why didn't the WNBA and Nike invest fully in her? Was this about growing the game, or about enforcing a narrative that sidelined its most marketable player? And the timing makes it worse. Clark was delivering on the court in ways the WNBA hadn't seen in decades. Despite Indiana's early playoff exit, Clark and Aaliyah Boston both earned All-Star selections in their rookie seasons, a rare accomplishment. Clark, in particular, etched her name in history with a stunning Game 2 performance: 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 9 assists. She became the first rookie since Magic Johnson in 1980 to post a 25-5-5 stat line in the postseason. Her leadership nearly sparked a comeback, proving she's not just a headline but one of the brightest rookie stars the league has ever seen. And yet, instead of leaning into her stardom, the league seems intent on moving her to the sidelines. That contradiction, historic impact on the floor, deliberate downplaying of it, sits at the heart of the WNBA's identity crisis. The question remains: has the league lost its way? With Clark out of the spotlight, is this season already over for the WNBA? And when she returns, will fans still care? Or has the league already squandered its biggest opportunity? After a tough showing in Game 1, Caitlin Clark stormed back in Game 2 with a vengeance. She opened with a three-pointer, erasing memories of her rough shooting night, and never looked back. Her resilience was unmistakable as she carried the Fever against a dominant Connecticut Sun squad. Indiana's second-half surge showed flashes of a team finding its rhythm, with Clark at the center of it all. Yes, they fell short in the series, but there's no question the Fever are evolving. With Clark and Aaliyah Boston as their foundation, the blueprint is clear. This offseason must be about building the right supporting cast. The priority will likely be an athletic wing who can complement their core, along with another reliable scorer to keep the offense balanced. A versatile free agent like Myisha Hines-Allen could bring exactly that edge. What stood out most was Clark's ability to shake off adversity. After her rocky opener, she delivered 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 9 assists in Game 2, leading the Fever in nearly every category. Her confidence never wavered. Her fourth-quarter performance in particular proved she has the clutch factor to carry a team under playoff pressure. Beyond the stat sheet, Clark has done what no rookie in recent memory has managed. She's brought unprecedented attention to the WNBA. Viewership records are being shattered, and a franchise once known for lottery picks is suddenly being talked about as a real playoff threat. That transformation starts and ends with Clark's presence. And yet, the league seems conflicted. While Clark has proven she can be the face of the WNBA, her spotlight feels deliberately dimmed as other narratives take precedence. That tension raises bigger questions. Will the WNBA fully embrace the star who is already reshaping its trajectory, or will it continue down a path that sidelines her? One thing is certain, Caitlin Clark is the future. Her impact on the court, her marketability off it, and her ability to turn Indiana into a contender have made her one of the most important players the league has ever seen. The Fever are on the rise, but the WNBA itself is at a crossroads. So where does the league go from here? Will Indiana push into the top 4 in 2025 and make a deeper playoff run? Will the WNBA finally lean into the star power Clark provides, or keep chasing a narrative that ignores its most bankable player? What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for the latest WNBA updates.